Hi, everybody. Welcome to SCNS Live. I am Kat, and with me are some of the other new cast members in this wonderful show. So,
woo! Hi there. My name is Cass. You might notice that our names are similar. There's absolutely nothing there.
Y'all look very similar. No?
Absolutely
distant
not.
cousins.
Distant cousins.
Very distant.
Hello, I'm Cora. I'm slightly new. I've got a different face. It's very expensive.
I like
Just rip
this
it off.
one.
Yeah, just rip it off. It's like Jinko in here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I thought we were going to go to you, Mr. on the board
I'm over
today.
here. I'm over here. Oh, there's stuff like on my screen.
Yeah, there is stuff on your
It's
screen.
so unprofessional. What's up, guys? Jason the X. I'm working the board. I'm over here in like purgatory.
And I'm Ricardo. Guess what? I'm no longer an intern. That's right. I'm
Hey.
now part of the show.
Finally
Yay!
upgraded.
Finally upgraded.
Yes, there is no more intern status for you.
Yay.
You're one of
This
us.
doesn't mean
One
that you're
of
going to be
us.
paid.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Not the difference.
Yeah, I know this show doesn't pay. It's all good.
No.
There's no.
No, you know what? It does pay. It pays with friendship and whiskey. That's all.
No, that's apple juice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's apple juice.
It is apple
It's
juice.
very
So is
good.
this.
Nobody drinks on this show.
This is apple juice mixed with Dr. Pepper.
Gross.
That
Yeah.
sounds delicious, actually.
I have an invisible drink.
Invisible drink. All right, guys. Well, now that we have a new show, new week, we do have some super cool nerd news.
Oh, is it me?
Yes,
It is
ma'am.
you.
All right. First up this week, we're talking about the Oscars breaking barriers. Jordan Peele is nominated for Best Director for Get Out. If he wins, he will be the first black man to win Best Director. Yeah, that's exciting. A lot of people have been nominated, and only a few black people have been nominated in this category before, including John Singleton for Boys in the Hood, Lee Daniels for Precious, Steve McQueen for 12 Years a Slave, and Barry Jenkins for Moonlight. So hopefully he wins that one. That would be good to see.
If the Academy would just recognize my work here, I mean, I could get.
Yes, but for short.
Your
Yeah.
work wouldn't be recognized at the Razzies, man.
Aww.
You know, y'all are part of that, right? Jackass.
I am not picking up my trophy at the Razzies. I do not have Sandra Bullock's
I do.
Gumption.
gumption.
It's an award. I pick it up.
Yeah, that's right. I would show up to accept
Yeah.
Halle
literally
Berry
any
did
award.
for Catwoman.
I mean,
for
I
her.
would do it to pretend to be a good sport and to hide how much I was hurting inside. It'd be
I
like,
am a
yes,
broken person.
I accept this award. You're crying for a different reason, you know?
Yeah.
They can interpret it how they will.
Yeah. Also, in Breaking Barriers, Mary J. Blige became the first person to be nominated for both an acting award and Best Original Song. I forgot what it was for.
for two very important movies.
They were very important movies. I didn't see them yet, so I'll be just like the people voting for the Oscars.
Ooh.
That's true.
And then,
It's true, but you shouldn't say it.
I should say
And
it.
then the
I will pick up my Razzie for biggest burn.
and in her
gonna
first few
happen.
minutes on the show, shots fired.
Shots absolutely fired.
There will be a lot more just like that because I have no filter as a person.
Excellent.
Perfect choice.
You'll fit in.
She got nominated for her role in Mudbound, and for the song, haven't found that yet. That's not it. But yeah, she got nominated for one for Mudbound. So there's that. There's that
Nice.
one.
I
Cass?
meant to see it.
All right, I am talking about a topic that we will actually address a little bit more further down the road, but we just really thought that we should mention that Black Panther has grossed $763 million internationally,
That's a lot of
and
money.
that is a lot of money. It has surpassed Wonder Woman domestically. Domestic is 421 of that 763. And I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier about this. It's making so much money, and I'm just praying that Hollywood learns the right lesson
I mean,
from
we
this.
have the weekend gross up on screen right now.
Yeah.
Its weekend gross domestically, 111 million. Do you know what the next number 2 film made?
No.
Game Night at 17 million.
Oh my god.
It's like the numbers, like that's just cute.
Whoa, whoa!
You
Also
made
showed
a
up.
movie.
I'm looking at that right now. Annihilation, which was directed with the same director that did Ex Machina, which was a great movie. You haven't seen it.
Only 11 million.
Only 11 million. I'm very surprised it has Natalie Portman as a star in it with Oscar Isaac as well.
But nobody worry, Peter Rabbit is at number 3, so we're good. We're
Peter
good.
Rabbit came out?
Ooh wee, Peter Rabbit. That's for you, Philip.
And their creepy CGI faces. Like, they don't
Hey,
look
General
for me.
Hux is
I
in
don't
Peter
like
Rabbit.
it.
That is the only reason I want to see it.
It's almost enough to make me want to.
Almost enough.
Almost.
I wanted to, and then the trailer, like,
Nope.
I got to work it, and actually, it looked fun. It was very Home Alone-ish, with the battle between the rabbits and General Hux.
So,
So if you
wait,
can
who is
see it
Macaulay
in, like,
Culkin?
The rabbits.
Oh, I thought it was General Hux.
No,
Like, yes, you kill those rabbits.
I
You
mean,
beat them into the ground.
they try to kill each other. I mean, the rabbits did send. They did try to give him a food allergy reaction thing with the berries. Slingshot them. I mean,
You beat them into the ground.
See, I would just
That's
go
They
homicide.
try to kill each other.
just watch Zootopia again.
yeah. Here we go.
Skip it.
You want to see
Perfect.
anthropomorphic animals.
But
Just
like
go
cute
watch.
ones that don't creep you out.
That's true.
Very
Yeah.
true.
All right, Cora?
Speaking of animals, if y'all remember, 12 years ago, there was a fantastic mecha series where all of the mecha were based off of animals, and that was Zoids. And it was the highlight of my morning and my afternoon. Well, for all you fans out there, 12 years later, the hiatus is finally over. We are getting a new Zoids series, Zoids Wild. And boy, is it wild. What the what is this show? It's interesting, kind of. It's 10-year-olds riding on Zoids.
Ooh.
This is like the second series this week for me to go like, woo! And then I see it and I go, wait.
Yeah, like
It's like that graphic with like that.
Maybe?
So, I'm not gonna lie, when you said 12 years, in my mind, I'm thinking of Sirius Black going, how did my waiting? 12 years of it in Azkaban!
we
Were
did,
we
and
really
then we
waiting
get
for this?
those.
Yes. I don't know, I
Now,
wasn't.
I will say, the CGI looks really good. Like, the robots look amazing. I'm excited to see that. But we're not just getting a new anime this summer. We're also going to be getting a tie-in manga in April, and we're going to be getting a new toy line in June. So we're going to
Also, there.
we're going to be getting some new models. They're going to work the same way the old ones did, where you build the skeleton and then you put the armor on top of it. We're also going to be getting a mobile game. And
They're going all in on this.
no, there's one more thing we're getting.
Wow.
We're getting a Switch game for this as well. There's no release date on the Switch and the mobile games at this time. But if the Switch game is like the game from the GameCube, I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm willing to give this a shot,
Yeah.
but
It looks like they're putting all their cards in, like on this.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
they're putting all in right now.
Takura Tomy is like the most excited about it. There's a video on the Forbes website where he's showing off the toys and like all the big models and stuff, and he looks like he's 12. He looks excited. And I think this is more going to bring in like younger fans. I think that was their goal. So that's why I'm trying not to be too picky about it. But I miss having like people in the giant robot where they won't get killed instead, and them being like 16 instead of being 10 years old and just riding a Zoid like it's a horse.
I don't like that.
I'm so confused.
Okay.
Ricardo, what do you have that makes more sense, maybe?
So I have. I'm gonna go with a bigger story right now. So if anyone saw earlier today, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark started tweeting out to Marvel Studios, asking if he could watch Infinity War early, and they said sure. And then he asked if he could have some friends, and Marvel Studios tweeted back all the Twitter handles of the entire cast of Infinity War, and they're like, these friends? And Robert Downey Jr. said, the entire world? So we went from May 4th to April 27th. We we're getting the movie a week early. 9 weeks instead of 10 now. We're getting it in 9 weeks. It's moved up a week early. I was when I saw the news, I nearly screamed. I was so excited just because now we're getting a little bit earlier, and it's Infinity War. I saw the trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. Like, I cried. I'm not ready. No one is ready. I don't care who says they're ready. Nobody is ready for this. It's gonna be amazing. It's the culmination of 10 years of Marvel movies. We've gotten 18 movies in 10 years, including Black Panther. Infinity War being 19, and then we still have 3 more in Phase 3, which will be Ant-Man and the Wasp, comes out later this year. Captain Marvel, which is next year, which I'm super stoked about. And then potentially part 2 of Infinity War. They just called it Untitled Avengers movie, but who knows what they're going to reveal once the end of Infinity War happens. So,
Captain Marvel, show them how you got your name.
I hope they release it as Untitled Marvel Project. That would just...
That's what I thought Deadpool was going to do for a minute. And
Untitled
I got really
Deadpool
yeah.
movie.
Untitled Deadpool movie.
They should. Like,
I mean, they could get away with it.
Okay. Mr. Jason?
Oh, I got some stories this week, yeah. Thank you everybody for watching the Daily-ish, by the way, because it's hard work to do those videos, but the one that got me most excited this week, it's like apprehensive excitement, but Ralph Breaks the Internet. Because I love Wreck-It Ralph 2. I gotta get over here, because my picture's like, oh, this hand over here. I'm not very good at this, sorry. Anyway, it's fun. I like John C. Reilly and Sarah Silverman. I'm glad they're coming back. But after reading more information about the film, I'm more excited because we're getting all of the Disney princesses in this movie, voiced by the original voice actors, except for, of course, Snow White, Aurora from Cinderella, and Sleeping Beauty. No, Aurora's from Sleeping Beauty. I'm sorry.
Cinderella's from Cinderella.
My bad.
Yeah.
But, of course, they're going to recast those actors. But also, I was surprised to see we're going to get some Marvel and DC crossover where Yoda, C-3PO, and R2-D2 will make appearances in the film. And Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy, because apparently she's a Disney princess.
Obviously.
I don't know how she would feel about being a Disney princess. I know we're all happy that Suri's a Disney princess, but she was a princess already, wasn't she? Anyway. So, yeah, Wreck-It Ralph, Ralph Breaks the Internet, November 18th. Finally, at least it doesn't pull an Incredibles on me, and I gotta wait for years for a sequel. Come on. The tearjerker moment in Wreck-It Ralph 2, where he's, just leave me, Ralph. I'm gonna make everybody sad. Just let me go, Ralph.
I actually didn't see I actually didn't see Wreck-It Ralph until about 4 months ago.
Well, at least you corrected yourself.
It was great. I almost cried.
So
yeah.
Every time Ricardo says he almost cried or he cried,
That's
take
a
a
drink.
drink.
That's a drink.
Yes.
Drinking game. Anytime someone on the show has said, I almost cried, drink. Okay.
Or almost did anything.
And my last one, of course, I like. You may have heard I like toys.
Really?
And I'm very excited about the Figma Overwatch line, and I keep waiting for them to release McCree, but they won't.
He's way down on the list.
He
dude.
is, and you know it.
No! I will die. But we did get the next announcement. Of course, we got Genji, but we're getting Widowmaker. So I'm happy. I like Widowmaker. The figure looks good. She comes with alternate heads, one eye closed, which I'm happy about for a sniper figure, and her Widow's line, and you get her mask, but you also get the mask open with one eye closed.
Oh, okay.
Which, it's a sniper. She should have the one eye closed. So I'm happy about that. The figure looks great. I was very happy with Tracer, so, maybe, I'll get some other characters, which we're going to be having some Overwatch later on. So, yes. Good announcement. Thank you, Figma. Please lower the price of your figure so my kids can go to college.
Well, I mean, you've got plenty of stuff you can sell to make sure they go to college.
What is this sell? What do you mean sell? We don't do that.
You don't know this?
We don't do that.
Continuing with the news, we might have the villain for Wonder Woman 2. It's Kristen Wiig is currently in talks to play Cheetah to take on Wonder Woman 2, which comes out November 1st of 2019. Kristen Wiig, of course, she's been at SNL, Ghostbusters, the reboot, which I actually enjoyed a lot.
Yep.
Screw you, haters. And of course, Patty Jenkins is returning to direct Wonder Woman 2, which is currently the highest grossing DCU movie, but it is not the highest DC movie overall. Right now, they're still taken by The Dark Knight, followed by Dark Knight Rises and Wonder Woman.
Sorry, I love a comment from the YouTube chat right now. I love call out our chat. Thank you guys for chatting. Cap's gonna bite the dust. He even has a beard like Jesus. He's ready to be sacrificed.
Oh,
That's
Raymond.
true, but you shouldn't say it.
Raymond,
Wait.
why?
Manuel, what do you mean you're not happy about Cheetah? I think Cheetah's gonna be a great character for
Yes.
to take on Wonder Woman.
I'm happy about this may come as a shock to y'all, but I actually have like a crush on Kristen Wiig.
You
Kristen
should
Wiig.
have a
You
crush.
should,
on her.
yeah.
I do. I really do.
I
She's so just. I don't know.
So real quick on the Wonder Woman did over 400 million domestically.
Yep.
Justice League barely did over 200 domestically.
Oh, look what
200
happened.
million
They made a good
domestically.
movie.
I know, right? Can we just have Patty Jenkins direct everything MCU or DCU? I'm sorry.
You know what? If I was in charge of DC and Patty Jenkins had made me money, guess what I would do?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Patty, let me talk to you about making some more movies for me. You know?
I mean, I've long said that the DCU doesn't learn from its failures. We know it also doesn't learn from its successes. Shots fired.
I will say though, Joss Whedon did pull out from the Batgirl movie because he said he didn't have a story.
What is his name?
What I
See,
say?
you never let that go.
I never will.
Get the names right.
What
Professionalism.
now I'm forgetting. Now
It wasn't you. It was Jason. Jason said Josh Whedon.
Like
Josh.
9
Stood
times.
up like
G-
9 times.
J-
Maybe you
is
should
a-
have a more normal name like Josh. There.
He didn't have, that wasn't his choice, that was his parents. Anyways, Joss Whedon is no longer going to be involved in Batgirl because he didn't have a story, and so instead of trying to force something like maybe Snyder has been doing, he decided just to not be involved in the movie, and so they're looking for a new writer and director. So
Aaron
we'll see.
Sorkin.
Patty Jenkins. Aaron Sorkin.
Gail Simone.
yeah.
I mean, no, Gail. I love Gail Simone, and I'm proudly part of Gale Force, as she has called us. She has said just rain chaos.
Yeah.
But I would be happy about Gail writing that movie. But,
Yeah.
You know, you can always give a new director a shot at directing it. I'm just saying, DC.
It couldn't be any worse.
I mean, yes, I'm all about Patty Jenkins, but
What are we
you know
gonna
what?
do? Fall
Maybe
out of
do
last
something
place?
different. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
like Marvel did
Yeah.
for a certain movie, giving Ryan Coogler a chance to direct a big budget movie.
I mean, to be fair, that's what they did with Suicide Squad.
That's different. Suicide
But then
It
they
didn't work
panicked.
That movie's garbage.
They were like,
That
oh, more
Hey,
color.
hey,
It's
no,
too grim.
no, it's not garbage.
If you say
I
it,
will throw a knife.
I'm tempted.
Do you want
So am I.
You just got out of the intern status and already you crave death.
Yeah, they're taking away your
we
health
brought
benefits.
you into this world. We can put you back.
I want to see Cersei played by Melissa McCarthy, and then we can have a bridesmaids vibe.
Okay.
Oh, she can sing because Cersei
Yeah.
had the whole thing.
Hey.
Oh, I love that. I love that part of Justice League where she had the club and she was singing. That was great. He's on to something. I like this guy. I like this guy in the chat. I'm sorry.
There you go. Manuel,
Thank
he
you,
says
Ray.
Cheetah's grateful for her. I just think this should interest somebody else. I don't know. I'd be cool with Cheetah though, because it's someone that she can go on toe to toe with. It's not gonna be horrifically CGI'd like Ares was. I mean, I love the movie. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but Ares, it didn't look as good as I think it could have
I
looked.
didn't hate
so.
it. I thought it was kind of a gamer style with the graphics, and I thought it was interesting. I actually liked Justice League. Properly liked it. Just enjoyed the movie. I thought it was not too slowly paced, and they didn't slow down for things that they shouldn't really explain. Yeah, they didn't point out who all the characters were, and some people got upset about that, but it didn't actually matter who they were in the context of what they were talking about. So didn't bother me. I liked it. Unpopular opinion.
I enjoyed
That's
it.
fine.
Yeah, I loved it.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I didn't say I didn't like it. It's I just didn't like the way Ares looked. So
Yeah, that's fair.
Not Ares.
Zeus.
no, not Zeus. It was Ares, the
Ares
god
is
of war.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh no, we're talking about. Sorry, you're talking about Wonder Woman. We're
Yeah.
talking about Justice League.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I liked Justice League. I got a little lost
oh
there.
okay, we're
No,
all
You got
lost.
a little lost in the weeds there.
Land of the lost.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's okay. We're
That's
moving on in stories.
Uh,
After I say that Kristen Wiig should play the entire thing as the Target lady, I want her to say, "Hi, I'm Cheetah." Like, that would be amazing. And I'm here for that.
I would watch that.
But moving on, Overwatch announced
Woo!
a new character
sorry.
this week.
I'm sorry. I'm excited.
No,
I'm excited.
we're
Yes.
pumped.
Yes.
It is a support tank hybrid, which is I'm so pumped about, and Jason also.
Say her name.
Her name is Brigitte.
Yes.
She is Torbjorn's daughter and Reinhardt's goddaughter, which is so cute. He probably named her according to how the lore looks. And she's amazing. She has really tough looking armor.
I'm
And
all about this support tank thing.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she's anti-dive. Like, she's going to shut down
Super
Genji,
anti-dive.
Tracer,
Oh,
Winston.
Genji players. I like Genji players, man. I do.
Drink their tears.
Ooh.
I'm excited about something to shut down all the cranky DPS mains that are like DPS. And since I don't tend to get, supports or tanks in my games, maybe I can play both.
I would like to make one request out there, and I'm going to switch to my camera. But cosplayers, hurry,
Yep.
hurry, please. I need this. I need this. I think one of the funniest things, and y'all may not like it, but the funniest comment I saw on YouTube on her gameplay trailer was like, she protect, she attack, and most importantly, she thick.
Yeah.
She really is. I
Truer
like-
words.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear some of her interactions with other characters. Hers and Torbjorn's will just be heartbreaking, but like her and
Oh,
Zarya or
God.
her and Diva talking to each
And
other.
the voice actress is actually Swedish, right?
Yes, I forget her name.
This is going to be great.
It really, really is. I like what they're doing with kind of swapping out who you would expect to be in certain roles, and it's like, here's another like child
Well,
chick that can just fight.
The one thing I like about playing Reinhardt, I love pissing off other characters and just like constantly putting that barrier up. As somebody behind me is like sniping them or whatever.
Yeah.
I love that. I only think that like if there was a character playing Brigitte, it would just make things so much worse.
It's going to tilt the enemy team so much if it's just like every time they
The
try and
two
dive
of them
in, you just.
together. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
A knight and his squire.
Aww. We're introducing a new meta.
Oh.
5 tanks and a Lucio. Let's go.
Okay,
so
new drinking rule. If more than 2 people say, oh, with y'all, that's gonna be a drink, okay?
Devin just dropped his nugget on the chat.
Gross.
Thank you, Devin. We love you. I miss you. Hollywood Reporter had a nugget saying that if the AT&T Time Warner merger falls through, then they'd sell off their film division.
Really?
What?
I'm about to look up the story, but if the AT&T Time Warner merger falls, they would sell off their film division, which means, hello Disney?
I'll have to get him on the
That
show.
would get really close to a monopoly, though. I don't know.
I'd be a little bit worried.
Yeah.
If you're not worried about monopolies at this point,
I mean,
AT&T
I
and
mean,
Time Warner,
thank you,
like
Devin.
really?
Hasbro, who makes Star Wars, Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Marvel
Seriously.
Legends, just bought out freaking Power Rangers after 25 years.
Bandai, right?
I'm worried. Yeah, Bandai, 25 years have the license. Boom, done. New product in 2019, but I'm actually a little bit worried about Hasbro. I know they know how to market toys, but damn, that's a lot of licenses.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So sorry, I
you're good.
dropped the news story by accident because anyway.
Yeah, so that could be happening. Disney could just own the world. There was a story last year that they wanted to buy Apple. But
Yeah.
They don't have the capital to buy
I
it.
like Manuel from the chat. He likes the studio.
yeah.
Thank you.
And then he saw your little assassin, or actually your assassin, but you're the one that picked him out today. So he cosplays as an assassin from Assassin's Creed.
Of course.
Which do you
He
know
does?
which one? He does.
He does.
He does.
I know. It's your profile picture.
Is
I
it?
took that.
It is. She did take that.
Okay, last one that I just kind of saw, actually, as I was scrolling through the internets, hoping I can like knock out Wreck-It Ralph before he kind of breaks
Rocket
it.
Ralph.
Rocket
It's a
Ralph.
different
Good old Rocket
movie.
Ralph.
This is more on the not necessarily. It's on the sports entertainment side. WWE's contract with USA Network NBC expires this year, So of course you're listening to offers. Colin Cowherd from Fox was hanging out with the WWE this past week, and during their show, they said they had a good time. Everything was great, and then Colin Cowherd said, "You should, a very good sport, coming to a network near you." Could WWE be going to Fox and dumping NBC and USA Network? I don't know. It's a lot of money. They've been with USA for over 13 years now. They were with Spike for a little while, so.
And then they came home.
So we'll see what kind of happens there on that front. So yeah, just kind of something that just kind of popped up on my little radar here. So.
And then Disney buys Fox, and then Disney owns WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That would be a little bit
There's-
weird.
And there's 4 companies left.
Manuel, he cosplays as Ezio.
Oh, cool. I'm Edward, by the way.
You're a
I'm
badass,
not-
Edward.
I'm Edward.
That was
no,
weird.
I cosplay
See-
Edward Kenway.
It sparkles and everything in the sun too.
And Cora,
Would
you
you?
got. I'm looking at the score you got on your list here. I don't know if I like this. You're gonna have to convince me here.
Oh,
You know, this other story you got here.
What is your other story?
God.
Go for it.
Go
Do it.
ahead.
Okay, so a few years
Do it.
ago, we mentioned that Reboot was getting a reboot, which we all had great fun with that. And Netflix finally released the trailer, for Reboot the Guardian Code. And I got really excited the minute I saw it. I ran to the computer, turned it on. Oh god, I hated it more than Zoids. Okay, so it's live action and CGI. You have... Yeah. Okay, so the premise is essentially 4 teens are tasked with the protection of the world while battling in cyberspace. They are the next generation Guardians, and they're being held by Vera, who is the last surviving cyber being of the original Guardians program. The villain, in addition to Megabyte,
Cat's reactions are making this funny.
no, you have to let me say the name of this guy. It is the Sorcerer, like a source,
Oh.
and that hurts a lot.
Oh. That's a rough one.
It is horrible, and it looks like the whole trailer, to not give too much away, looks like it's a mix of the Power Rangers mixed with Code Lyoko. Because it's kids and they go into the computer and then they're basically wearing Power Rangers armor.
Which, there's nothing wrong with that.
It sounds like Tron meets Power Rangers meets Guardian Owls of
Wait, there
Ga'Hoole
was-
or whatever it
there was
was.
a-
Like,
It's also kind of like Cyber Chase. It's like adult Cyber Chase.
It sounds kind of like Beetleborgs mean VR Troopers from
No,
those
hey,
movies.
hey, hey, oh, look,
We could compare
I'm gonna
them.
say this. I'll admit, I was like, but I don't think it's for me. It's for my kids, which I do have those. So I'm hoping that they like. If my kids will like it, I'm gonna burn this show. But I'm willing to give it a shot. I know we're not getting Megabyte's original voice actor.
No, he's going to be voiced by Timothy E. Burnand. Which he didn't do a bad
oh yeah,
job.
that guy.
But we are getting
Well,
some
yes.
of the other characters.
Yes, we are going to be getting the new Guardians are going to be running into the old Guardians, so there will be a return of Bob, Enzo, Dot, and my favorite, because I just like saying his name, Hexadecimal.
Apparently the mention
Hexa,
of
what a what?
Beetleborgs in the chat was
Hexadecimal.
pretty awesome.
Hexadecimal.
People were like, Big Bad Beetleborgs, yeah.
Hexadecimal sounds like
This guy.
it sounds like a
Beetleborgs.
character that you find in one of those games that teaches you math.
Hexadecimal
Yes.
was awesome.
Yeah, he was.
I don't
like,
know any.
She was awesome.
I don't know.
I think there's some
What
wrestlers
you're
out of
talking
Mexico
about.
by that name.
Yeah,
I'm questioning which are we going to get Enzio or Matrix. So I
They
want
they
Matrix.
did not say, but we don't have long to wait. It's released on March 30th, and all the episodes will drop at the same time.
It's not a good sign. It's like coming almost immediately.
Well, they've also been sitting on this for years and then never released anything for it. And I'm willing to give Netflix a chance on this, because they have dropped like Devilman Crybaby. They just dropped it out of nowhere.
No.
And
Oh,
it was
just don't watch that show.
fantastic. Yes, watch that show. If you
No.
want to be sad and just feel empty inside, watch it. It's
No,
great.
because
That's what I
she
want
was-
every day.
No,
Isn't that what you already feel
on
like every day?
Saturday, and we went on and finished off Devilman Crybaby, and at the end of it, I was just like, nothing means nothing. We're all gonna die. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Just the world is gonna end. It doesn't matter.
So you just turned into Rick Sanchez.
Pretty much, yeah.
That sounds like a feeling I chase every day.
Let's get Ricky
I'm a
wrecked.
nihilist. I'm just like,
A nihilist, but like the depressed one.
yes.
Yeah.
I'll go more into detail with that with the anime corner, but I'm still gonna give Reboot a chance because I really liked the show and I really want to like this, and I want to see if it's just like a cameo or if it's flashbacks or if they run into like they're there but it's a recording kind of thing, which I will literally turn the TV off if that's what happens. Because the show ends on, the original show ended on a huge cliffhanger where they had to fight a thing and you never see the conclusion. And I thought that we were going to get that conclusion, which is another reason.
It's like if you
Heroes
rebooted
style.
Angel.
Didn't it happen with Young Justice too? They just like kind of like, I don't know.
Let's not talk about Injustice, please.
Yes, because we got Teen Titans going soon.
Oh God, please don't.
I will say I still like the mural they had at SEC where they had the original Teen Titans beating up the Teen Titans Go. So it was,
That does make me happy.
Yeah.
Yes, that made it better.
All I can think of when you tell that story is how Netflix said they needed to lower the quality of their programming because all of their things were a hit. Now, it may be good, and I mean,
Yeah.
really give anything a shot and just see, but like all I hear is the CEO being like, or whoever it was, saying we have too much high quality programming. We need to throw more out there
We need some of the
and
mud
see
in
what it
here.
works.
And the last thing I'll say on this, if they didn't call it Reboot and just called it like the Guardian Code or something that was not affiliated with Reboot at all, and changed the original Reboot character to someone else, I might be more willing to be like, yeah, this looks great. But since you put the Reboot name on it, I was expecting the full CGI show that I got in 1994.
And not great CGI.
Not good CGI.
But I still loved it.
It did not age well, but it was the first
No.
full CGI show, so we'll give them a pass. But you
oh,
prom-
this show. Okay, now I know what you're talking
you
about.
promised me one thing and you delivered another, and I'm upset.
And now I just looked up the images of this reboot, and now I remember this show. I used to watch it as a kid. Oh my god, they're doing this again.
Watch this again.
I know, right? I'm so young. Cool. So that's I think that's all the nerd
we
news.
got
we have.
one more.
One more.
One more.
One more
Oh,
that kind
this-
of lit up our chat today.
Yeah, this one
Yeah.
slipped under I think almost everyone's radar.
Yeah, because people were just starting to talk about it today.
Kat and I talked about this. This is near and dear to both of our hearts, and we were furious that we didn't know about this sooner. Okay,
It was funny.
Sandman, a comic that ran for 8 years in the 90s. It was written by Neil Gaiman. It is being expanded. It's being called the Sandman Universe. It is slated for an August release. Neil Gaiman is not writing it, but he handpicked the writers that are writing this series, and I could not be more excited about it. The writers are Nalo Hopkinson, Kat Howard, C. Spurrier, and Dan Waters. It is going to be, part of it is going to be focused on the House of Whispers, which will join the Houses of Mystery and Secrets from the original Sandman series. It is being curated by Gaiman. He is more or less in charge of it. I could not be more excited for this expanding universe. One of the amazing things about the Sandman series was its ability to create these amazing small characters in little pockets that you just wanted to know more about. You wanted to know more about the entire universe, and we are finally getting that. And I could not be more excited for this. August release is what they're saying.
They did create them, and then they would kill them. But
Then they would
it was
kill them.
like,
Or just be like, and you go away now. But Constantine, Lucifer, was created in the Sandman universe, and Lucifer is this really rich character that kind of took off after Gaiman created him, and we're getting more of that. And I'm so excited for more
Same
of that.
Lucifer from the CW show.
It's Fox.
Fox.
It is vaguely based on that Lucifer.
Okay.
It's based on a story arc from that Lucifer.
some things are very closely related. A lot of his, like, A lot of his attitude is, and a lot of it isn't, but that kind of flippant thing, he very much has that. He, of course, doesn't look like the original Lucifer, which made a lot of them really mad, because Lucifer was, like, blonde and more like Constantine kind of looking, almost.
And Tom Ellis,
So I got one
dark
from
hair.
the chat since we were talking reboots, but anybody remember the show Dinosaurs on ABC?
Yes.
Why are y'all so excited? I did not like
It's
the
on Hulu.
It is,
No,
hilarious. It's on Netflix.
Okay,
it's on
I'll
Netflix
admit,
or Hulu right now.
I watched Dinosaurs
Yeah.
at, the
I think
age
it's
of
Hulu.
time that it played, but holy shit, one of the darkest endings of any freaking
Oh,
series.
God.
Because I'm
I
like,
remember how
as
it ended.
a guy that loved dinosaurs
Yeah.
as a kid and everything, I was like, and this puts a
I
dark
do
turn
remember
on the
how
Ice
it
Age.
Okay, so since like you clicked with it, so the show ended with
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoilers for this old
No,
show.
it's not a spoiler. It's 20 years old.
So the show ends with the Ice Age coming. The family is all and of course the last line of the show, good night. Or it was goodbye, good night, good luck.
Yeah, that's a.
Good
And
night
this was
and
a
good
gym.
luck.
As they looked out the window, as the snow continued to fall.
And they're all huddled on the sofa. And I can't remember which kid it was asked if they were going to be okay, and the dad lied and said yes.
Okay.
Aw.
It's like the
This was a
everything
Jim-
is beautiful.
This was
but,
a
like
Jim-
as a TV series.
This was a
ending.
Jim Henson show. Like,
Good night and good luck was Murrow's sign off during World War II. When everyone thought the world was ending, that was his sign off.
well, their world was ending in dinosaurs.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry,
mean-
I mixed up the words. It's good night, good luck, and goodbye.
Still, that's
And no, it doesn't make it any better.
that's
You
too
get the
close
idea.
for something that was used during
was a
the Blitz
parody of,
the bombing of London.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Too close.
but for the second time in 24 hours, I'm going to say you can't fight the weather. So, like,
I don't care what you say. Okay, anybody that missed that, you can follow my Instagram. I was watching the Netflix movie Veronica. And
pretty good.
I posted one picture was me at the beginning of a horror movie. Me at the end of a horror movie.
Yes. You have a knife in your
Because
hand.
I'm watching the movie and I'm sitting here and all of a sudden the rain starts falling. I'm like, oh, this is freaking perfect. Yeah, great. Because I'll admit, I'm not a scary person, like everything like frightens me. But if you get the
You
right
are a
elements
scary
to-
person.
If you not that kind of scary. I don't get frightened easy. But
Unless
the
it's Five
right
Nights at Freddy's.
elements will fucking get me.
Yeah.
Like
Language.
I've said this
where's
one like
Captain America?
I was playing. He's up there somewhere. I was
Big-
playing
big
Dead
replace.
Space 2, and my wife went around the other way, so I didn't see her. So she's watching me play Dead Space, and she's behind me. So a scary part of Dead Space happens, and I kind of I jump a little bit. She yells 2 feet behind me. So I was like, it's like it is 3 distinct volumes of scream. Because by the third one, which was mine, I almost threw a controller at my wife, and that would have been great. Just because I'm like,
That's amazing. Cassandra and I also watched it last night. You know what we didn't do? We didn't throw a big fit about it.
It was.
You guys are also
wouldn't
dead
say
inside.
It was particularly scary, but there were long scenes of just uncomfortableness.
The first big
Yeah.
scare scared the crap out of me. I don't want to give
No,
away
let's
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
That's what-
no.
yeah.
But the
Watch
first
it. I
big
thought it was okay.
scare with the thing, that was about 45 minutes in, and yeah, I was conceptually, I just didn't like it. I was like, no, thank you, please, no.
I will say the movie as a
Holy shit!
whole.
Oh,
What?
From the chat. This one, I gotta read this
Oh,
one.
okay, all right.
Most frightening thing I've ever experienced is sitting in the dark eating cereal, and a camera flash came from my backyard at 3 a.m. Nope.
Photographers are creepy.
Nope.
Photographers are always creepy.
I'd be like,
Alright, if you're gonna be a
we're in
PI,
Texas, you might get shot.
don't use a flash. Yeah, okay.
Dude.
Use
whoa.
the $8,000 glass instead.
Yeah. As a PI, you should probably be able to afford that, right?
And also, the dinosaurs. I loved it. Made our generation tougher. Because then we know nothing means nothing.
Words are irrelevant.
The main thing I remember from the dinosaurs, other than it being an awesome show by Jim Henson, is that also the McDonald's toys. They had a great line.
Oh, yeah.
McDonald's-
Cross-platform marketing.
I
What a
remember.
nostalgic time.
I love that Sherman Hemsley voiced the Styracosaurus in that one. Yes, I know what kind of dinosaur it is. I don't care. Judge me, whatever.
Hey,
No,
I love
I'm not
dinosaurs.
judging you. You
I'm
just have to
impressed.
But
understand.
his horns like broke through the top of the trailer, and they were like sticking out all the time.
You have to understand when you say that, I don't understand what you say.
Styracosaurus.
I don't know what that is.
It's the one with the frill that had a bunch of horns coming off of
It looks kind of like a
Like the-
Triceratops, but
Like that one, except bigger?
it. But its frill had.
well, no, this is a Dilophosaurus. It's different.
Oh,
We'll
obviously.
We'll go through paleontology after the show.
That's
Thank
the
you.
coolest dinosaur.
It really was cool. All right, so that's like all. That's I think it's all the
think we
news
got
we've got.
all
It.
of that.
Yeah, cool.
I think so.
Awesome. So let's just talk about one of the biggest movies of all time. It's Black Panther.
Yep.
We knew this was gonna be great. We just didn't know how great it was gonna be.
So-
This movie, it's representing the culture. It is representation matters. It is not just stereotypical what usually we see with African American characters or even African characters. It's everything that is really needed right now in today's society and what's going on in the world. This is a big wake up call, I think, in a lot of ways. And there was something. If spoiler, everyone's seen it here, right?
Yes.
Seen it.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Should we though?
Careful.
It's during. It's something he says.
I don't think we should just spoil it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's only been out 3 weeks, so
It's something.
Normally, I would not care.
It's not necessarily a big. It's something he says during a speech.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He says, the wise build bridges and the foolish build barriers. And when I heard that, I'm like, that is a shot to more than half of America, and that's advice to the world.
yeah.
Like,
I mean-
holy hell.
Cass and I looked at each other and were like, "Oh, this
Oh,
movie's not
oh.
messing around."
Yeah.
Real quickly, just around the table, I'd like to hear y'all thoughts on. I mean, even though y'all are colonizers. And also, hold on. As brothers, sisters, stop calling your white coworkers colonizers. Because they're gonna go watch the movie and they're gonna be like, "Hey." I did it to my boss. He was like, "What's a colonizer?" He came back. He came back like the weekend. He was like, "That's wrong."
I don't know, dude. We've been calling ourselves colonizers in history books forever, and then
Yeah, but
all of a
there's-
sudden we don't
there's-
like that word anymore.
There's a serious
Good point.
undertone on that.
There
word.
is a serious
When she said it, I
undertone.
was like, "Ooh, colonizers.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good one. Let me write that down. Let me put that in my lexicon." to be
Can we
used again.
substitute the "aw" for "oh"?
Exactly.
We're making that noise a lot more like "oh."
Wait,
Oh.
that noise?
Oh.
That noise?
There you
But
go.
when a certain character goes, "Hey, auntie,"
Oh,
Hey, I know not too many spoilers.
that's it. That's
We're
it.
gonna give the audience a break, but real quickly, round table. I want to hear what y'all thoughts were. Just like give me, quick 5 minutes, whatever. Cora, go.
Cora? Sorry.
I absolutely loved it. My friend and I went and saw it opening night, which we don't do on movies because it's too crowded. But we decided we were going to do that because we could not wait to see it, and we were not disappointed. We had the worst seats possible, like looking up at it like this, but it was still absolutely incredible. I loved the effects that were in it that we could see because the screen was horrible. But I loved that. I loved the acting. I loved all of the costumes. Really loved all of the costumes. And just how quickly they changed in some of the fight scenes from this to this. Or how just battle ready they got. And just like, oh man. I can't words well. I'm sorry.
Cass?
My favorite thing about it, I thought it was a 10 out of 10. Like, my expectations, I have to say, were really high going into the movie because I had seen the trailers and I knew that it was going to be amazing, and it still exceeded those expectations. I gotta say, I think my favorite thing about it was the theme, which to me was, if you are in power, do you have an obligation to help those weaker than you? Nakia talks about it a lot even before Killmonger comes in, and they agree on a lot, those two characters, and it's kind of the way they go about them that makes them either good or bad, but it's a really interesting theme that I think a lot of the world is going to have to look at right now. Do you feel that we have an obligation, people in power, to help those that are not in power? And I didn't expect that, and it got to me in a way that I really, really wasn't expecting, and so I think that was my favorite part about it. But the movie overall, score, costumes, acting, writing, like everything, I just thought it was an amazing, amazing movie.
I really loved it. I loved pretty much everything about it. I think it's one of the best origin stories and the best origin storytelling that we've seen. I thought the story was incredibly rich. We do a Twitter with movie reviews, and we just said, like, we can't say anything about, just go see it. A lot of people will go see it because it's an important movie. I went and saw it because I knew it would be a great movie, and I also wanted to support it, and I wasn't at all disappointed. They filmed part of it, shot part of it. Nobody uses film anymore. They shot part of it in Busan, which is in Korea, South Korea, obviously. And I spent a month there in the last, like, year and a half. And I got all teary-eyed when they showed, like, the Diamond Bridge, and they shot it in the areas where I hung out. So it was just personally incredibly meaningful to me.
I forgot you went to South Korea with the
that brother. Bridge they were shooting on, and the area, like, Busan is huge, and they shot in the sub-district that we hung out in, the GU that we hung out in, which is what they're called, and also the GU that my brother lived in, that I stayed in. And so it's just like, I love that. But yeah, just flawless characterizations throughout, unexpected roles, unexpected arcs, unexpected moral imperatives distributed throughout. And I thought it was good.
Y'all pretty much have said everything that I was gonna say, but I'm gonna. There was a few things. Like, one was the amount, just how society, well, more like Hollywood, the actors. A lot of them were buying out theaters. That way, the underprivileged kids could go see this movie to say, "Here's inspiration for you guys. Here's a positive representation of your culture, of your ancestors, of where you possibly could have come from." And it's just like, Wakanda is obviously fictional, but they had the 5 tribes, and all of those tribes were really like good representations again of all of these different cultures from Africa. I mean, you've so many countries, so many tribes, just so many things like that. And while it was very old school, it was also very new school, because they still had like the African clothes and the music and all that, but also very technologically advanced. And just being able to see, I mean, working in a movie theater, I get to see a lot of things a lot of people don't really get to see much of. But I saw people wearing African clothes, like stuff from their culture, and I saw people wearing shirts that said representation matters, and for the culture. And I just seen all this, and I'm like, especially right now, like I said earlier, it's what it's needed. It's just, it's amazing. I mean, yes, I love the costumes, I love the story, I love the music. The music was incredible. Just
I'm good.
Everything was just, it was almost perfect. It was as perfect as you can get for a movie. I mean, my girlfriend, she saw it and then immediately got another ticket and saw the very next showing. That's how much she loved it. So she saw it twice and within 4 hours. So, yeah, this movie, we knew it was going to be great, and seeing because I saw the trailer with the cast for the first time at San Diego, and seeing their reaction to what was put together, I was like, there's something here that we haven't seen before. Because I mean, we get movies like 12 Years a Slave, Training Day, that kind of thing, where it's part of culture that's not necessarily always portrayed in a good light. And this was a complete 180. It's like, no, be better, learn from your mistakes. You can become a scientist, you can become a warrior, you can become all this, and it's just like, be better, get out whatever problems you have, whatever's like, wherever you live, you can grow out of that and become something better. And this is a good inspiration for a lot of people, not just people of African American, but just anyone. So
Can you put a flag behind him and like music rising while he's like, so all the people can
can
see
be
this.
better.
Jason, what you got?
This movie had me crying tears of joy.
Yes.
Because I've always said, as a comic fan for many years, as a kid that grew up in the projects, heroes were my heroes. I was inspired by Captain America, Snake Eyes. These were the people that I held close to heart. But to see a hero that has your face, so to speak, it, like, I had a conversation with Ron Mars, who created Kyle Rayner, the Green Lantern. And that I never was into Green Lantern until Kyle Rayner, because he had brown skin, he had dark hair, he looked like me. And I told him, I was like, that drew me to Green Lantern. And Ron Mars looked like he was about to cry, because he looked at me, he was like, Jason, I wrote this character for you.
Oh.
And yes, and that wasn't the point. I swear, a tear rolled down my eye, because I was like, holy crap. He was like, yes, I wrote this character for you. So for all the people that came out of Black Panther wanting to put on a Dora Milaje outfit and do that, the video with the 5 girls with the spears,
Yes.
and those costumes they made, which I know they probably made those costumes in like overnight, but I'm so happy that seeing that was like, this is what I experienced as a kid when I would see a character that had my face, that looked like me. So I could say, hey, I can look like that character. But it's more than that. It makes you want to be that character. To see those girls do that in that little bit of time, I was like, this movie has accomplished exactly what I wanted it to accomplish. So that's my 2 bits out of there. Because, like I said, in theater, and you can see me probably welling up a little bit right now, but
You're the
there
only
was
one.
a part I was so happy.
Drink.
Now, characters, everybody got their moment in this movie.
Yes.
Yep.
Chadwick Boseman, let's face it, and I heard one of my friends at work, he said, I can listen to just Chadwick Boseman start spouting off the phone book and I'll watch that movie.
Be fascinated by it.
We knew he was going to be great. He stole the show in Civil War. But Renee Guerrera, I love her.
Yeah.
Because her facial expressions go from this just beautiful smile that makes you just want to pinch her well-sculpted cheeks to a, I will murder you.
Yeah.
I loved it.
So like I'm scared from aw to I'm not gonna pinch your cheeks,
I
not gonna
know.
touch you
I
unless you
love
want me
Nakia,
to.
but she was great as Wakanda's spy and everything. Suri
Nakia.
stole the show. Nakia, sorry. Suri stole the show. I'm
Stole
waiting
it.
for her and Peter Parker to have some sort of meeting, or for her and Tony Stark to have some
Her
sort
and
of
Tony Stark, I'm so excited
It's
for.
gonna be a battle of the cheekbones and chin.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan, once again, an actor that did that
Yes.
did the Human Torch, has been redeemed in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
So he was fantastic. I mean, he's still the villain. I love how, look, he has a point.
Yeah.
There are a lot of the sins of the father thing that T'Challa and he were dealing with. But he is a villain. Let's make no mistake.
Oh, yeah.
While his point is valid, his methods are not.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I hated we lost him. Honest.
Spoiler.
God. Okay. I just think I wanted more. I mean, no, we got everything we needed out of him.
Yep.
But every other character, M'Baku, who was great, I loved him.
Oh yeah.
Everett Ross, our Tolkien
Yeah.
guy, everybody got their moment to shine in this movie, and it's rare you see that with a cast that this movie had,
Yeah.
with a star-studded cast. So Black Panther accomplished everything I wanted it to do and more, and I've seen it, I don't know how many times now. I've seen it at least 5. I've seen it at least 5 times now, and I'll probably watch it more. But this is exactly what kids that age need. We need those heroes. I mean, growing up, yeah, Captain America was my hero. But for other kids, this will be their hero. It's not just looking at it and saying, I like reading his stories, I like watching his movies. You want to be that hero. So, to every kid out there that felt inspired by Black Panther, run with it. Go with it. It was such a great movie, and Chadwick Boseman has etched his way into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'll be damned if he's going to go anywhere. Great comments from the chat, especially from, also shout out, this is my Navy brother, my Doc. He's taking care of me from time to time. Tony Lyle, guys. Thanks for joining us, Doc. Yep. This movie was important.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people go and say, it's a great movie, but it's important. And it's like Wonder Woman was important as well for that representation.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
We all need to see heroes that we can relate to.
Yeah.
We can still look at other heroes, like I look at Steve Rogers was my hero growing up. We can still do that, but sometimes we just need that little bit extra. And damn it, Black Panther did it. So, and it deserves every cent that it is making right now.
Yes.
So, okay, real quick, you talking about characters that represent cultures and all that. It reminds me of a post I saw, well, not this past December, but the December before that, when Rogue One came out. It was this post, this Hispanic man took his dad to go see Rogue One, and I might actually start crying right now, so bear with me. And of course, one of the characters is played is Hispanic, Mexican. Can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. But
we're all just sitting here still.
Diego Luna.
Diego Luna. Yeah, Diego Luna. So he's Mexican, and this guy took his dad, who's also Mexican, to go see Rogue One. And after the movie,
Get it together. Come on.
he was like,
come on,
he was
rally.
We are professional.
he was like, he had an accent. He was like, yeah, Dad, he's Diego Luna. He's Mexican. And he was like, he was the hero, wasn't he? He's like, yeah. I share that with my parents, and they were all like, yeah, even my mom asked, like, did he really die? I'm like, spoiler. I'm like, yeah, Mom's like, no, he actually, like, did he like get away? I'm like, no, Mom, he's not in the next, he's not in the next Star Wars movie or anything like that. But she, seeing that for a Mexican actor to not try to have a non-Mexican accent was huge. So for Black Panther, same thing. Chadwick Boseman, like, he doesn't have a normal African accent. He did one for that representation. And hearing him talk in a normal voice is really weird, because I keep just thinking, I never freeze. His Mexican.
Well, he learned to speak the language, and I don't remember what it was, of the guy that plays his father. Speaks, and I don't remember what the language is called, but he learned to speak that language, and so most of those accents are based off of the guy that plays his father. And that, it's something that also happened with Wonder Woman. All of the Amazons spoke essentially with Gal Gadot's accent, which
It's just precious.
It's really,
it's just,
Yes.
and it's absolutely what should happen. Like, it makes sense, but also I think it is so important, and that is something that is finally starting to happen. Diego Luna, Chadwick Boseman, Gal Gadot, those same feelings that people were having coming out of Black Panther and coming out of Rogue One happened to a lot of women coming out of Wonder Woman.
There was that article That article that said, "Here's why women keep crying during Wonder Woman
Nah.
fight
Specifically
scenes,
during the fight
battle
scenes.
They're in, oh,
Like,
this,
absolutely.
We
the-
saw
the-
ourselves in power, in physical power.
women."
Women. We saw women. We saw people that have our bodies are for the first time in a long time. We saw them powerfully fighting.
And not sexualized.
Not her. I mean, we say this
I
a lot.
mean-
Her thigh jiggles. Her thigh jiggles
And then
in a 30-foot screen because it's about her as a person. She's a person,
yeah.
and she looks. Well, she's much prettier than any of us, but she looks like us, and that's a lot of people
perfect version of us.
a lot of people undervalue that. I've seen some posts from white men who say that critics are scared to say that Wonder Woman wasn't a good movie and that Black Panther wasn't a good movie, and I'm like, first of all, yes it was, but also
They're just haters.
yeah, this is more important.
Yeah.
This is more important than other movies, and yes, we should support that because they're more important than other movies. It does make a difference. It makes a difference.
And you should be scared to say it was a bad movie because it's objectively a good movie.
Objectively
Yes.
a good
From
movie.
the chat, I'd like to see Octavia Spencer play a character who isn't a maid.
Yeah. Get,
So,
get her in the MCU, please. Just get her in there. She'll be
that was
great.
Just call Jessica Chastain.
So
Whenever she sees Octavia Spencer
do-
being undervalued, she's like, excuse me.
do you guys want to know who's from Black Panther is going to be appearing in Infinity War as well? Or do you guys want to wait?
Is Chadwick Boseman going to be?
Chadwick Boseman is, of course, going to be in it.
We know Okoye is going to be in there.
Okoye's going to be in it.
You-
We
you're-
saw her running into battle.
Yes.
So we have.
Because she can just
We
beat
have.
everyone into the
Harley.
ground.
So we have T'Challa, Okoye.
Sorry, Harley.
We have Queen Ramonda, Angela Bassett.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we have Shuri.
Good.
Breakfast star Letitia Wright, who you are amazing. I know you're not watching the show, but you're amazing.
No, of course you watch the show.
And
Everybody does.
so of course we know Wakabi. You know he did his thing, but the Jabari tribe is coming, who is being led by none other than M'Baku. So those
Spoilers.
are the 5 for sure.
Nice.
They're gonna be from Black Panthers crossing over to Infinity War. Oh man, I'm so stoked. It's just
I'm
Well,
Are
afraid.
you to that point where you're angry that it's not out
Angry
yet?
that it's not out yet.
Because that's where I was with Black Panther like
Well, they
3
moved
months
it
ago.
up.
I was angry that it wasn't out yet.
I've been angry since July of last year. When go through the SCNS videos, there's one of me crying after I watched the Infinity War trailer at San Diego. I don't care who you are. You're not.
What did you do? What did you do?
I cried.
Yes, you
Cheers.
I cried. Anyone,
that is a weapon.
anyone would have
did.
cried.
Just take a bite.
No one is ready for what's coming. Y'all saw a version of the trailer. There was a different version. It was leaked, yes. Some of y'all did watch it, but it was a crappy leak, so screw you. But no one is ready. People are gonna die, and I'm not talking just like people in the movie. I'm talking like characters from the Tony Stark, Captain America, somebody. Tony Stark, Captain America. Somebody is gonna
Okay,
die.
don't jinx movie
we need to
theater.
start. Okay, now we need to start wrapping up this show.
Okay.
So, okay. I do want to give a shout out to Women of WonderCon, which is happening. Hold on, I have a
Soon.
thing for that.
It's
Hold on.
happening soon.
Very
No.
soon.
That's enough
yes.
information, right?
Yeah?
Soon.
No, I have. There you go. I have a graphic for that. It is happening March 10th at the Dallas Public Library.
They're still going for the Guinness World Record, right?
I don't know. I'm hoping so, but they do have a great guest list. We've covered it before, you and I. Our good friend David Daub does this. Please, guys, go out and support this con. It's a great show. We've had some fun. We got some good interviews off of it. Also, Latino Comic Con is coming up in July. I'm going to start running an actual commercial for them that I made because they're good
Yay,
people.
Jason makes things.
I do free work for some people when it's like, oh, our con is free. Okay, fine, I'll make it. It's like, no, the people that run they had a good show last year, and I hope they have a better one this year. So look for those 2 cons coming up, and
I will say Women of WonderCon, as far as I know, they're still going for the Guinness World Record for most women dressed up as superheroes in a single place. So if you cosplay a superhero, if you don't cosplay a superhero, if you can do a closet cosplay of a superhero.
Jessica Jones, so it was a good one.
Does it have to be of a
That's-
female
I'm doing
superhero? Because
I
that's what I'm
don't think
confused
so. I
about.
think you have to be a woman dressed as a superhero.
So it can be like Princess
Finally,
Batman.
a chance to wear
You're
Hawkeye.
not a woman.
Okay, just making sure. Just double
Not yet.
checking.
Not
It's,
as far as I know.
so go to their website, womenofwondercon.weebly.com. Links will be down in the description below. Go check them out, and if you're in the Dallas area, go check out the show. Probably have a good time.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
So with that, we need to start wrapping up the show. Hey, does anybody know how? I know there's 2 people at the end of the table that know how to do
Yes.
this.
Cool.
So let's go ahead and kick this off. Ricardo, where can they find you?
I recently changed my Instagram, so you have to give it a minute. I'm going to pass it off to Cora. real
Cora,
quick.
where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Corodono, Korodono. I post a lot of my art there. Or you can listen to me scream about the Suikoden series on my Twitter at Hawks Perch. I never shut up about it.
Cass, where you at?
You can find me at Cass_Bradley. You can also find both me and Kat at Super Quick Movie Reviews. The Twitter handle is Super Quick Movie.
Kat, where you at?
You can find me on Instagram as Better Cat, Better Better
There's a
Cat.
story behind that.
Kat.
When I tried to sign up, my first name and last name was taken. So, like, I wanted Cat Bradley and couldn't do Cat Bradley, so I did Better Cat Bradley and then just shortened it.
Is
So.
that-
Hold on to that. You want that back? No, I'm just-
Is that
I will fight you for it.
is that cat with a K or cat with a C?
It's Cat with a K.
Cat with a K.
And you can find me on Twitter at Better Cat Comics or my Overwatch stuff at Twioch, TWIOCH, Bad Moon.
And
up.
since I'm no longer an intern, I changed my Instagram handle again. You can find me at AlmoNerd89. That's ALAMONERD89. You can find me on there. And if you still haven't seen Black Panther, come to the Alamo Draft House. We just changed our menu, so we got a bunch of new food.
Free water.
Yes, free water.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Okay. Guy behind the board. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at JasonX. Twitter for political, Instagram for toys. Also, thank you everyone that watched the new show Alternate Heads with me and my boy Sean. There's going to be more of that. Got a good reception. Thank you. And to everybody that watched The Daily-ish, which we hope to do more of that. Maybe you guys will get involved in that. It's going to be fun, especially you. You're going to be closer and
Yep.
everything. But thank you guys. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, click for notifications and all that good stuff. But thank you everybody that watched tonight. So back to the main camera because y'all got a show to close out.
Dang, guys. And as always, keep on nerding.